Tell me how you met Ken.
Well, I met Ken. It was kind of funny because I was just out and about, and I'm a desert guide. I take people into the desert, and so I was all dressed up, and he walked up and he introduced himself, and he said, "I'm a painter, and I think you have a great look." He said, "I was wondering if it would be okay if I could paint you," and I said, "Sure." And he said, "We'll go out sometime into the desert, and I'll take a few pictures, and I'll talk to you and get to know you, and hopefully do some paintings." Well, we went out, and we went back into the desert, and we did some great shots, and we did it all afternoon, and we became actually very, very good friends for years. I mean, I knew Ken from that point on, and we were always very, very close, and he was always a very good friend. Would do anything for me. I would call him up sometimes just to visit, and he would bounce ideas off of me as far as some of the Western stuff to do, and we just had a great relationship.
Tell me a little bit about this painting here, the Arizona Tours.
This was actually one of the first ones he did. He did, I believe, about 8, and this is like the first one he did. And it was kind of funny because we did a bunch of different shots, a bunch of different poses and everything. And he said, "I've got plenty to work from." He said, "I'm ready to go. I've got everything I need." And I said, "Wait a minute, what about this shot?" And I struck this pose right here, and it was the last one. I said, "I call this my Geronimo pose because Geronimo has a photograph very similar to this." And so he shot it, and I'll be darned if that wasn't the first one he painted, and they made it into a poster. And it's the only thing I'm not crazy about the poster is the fact that it has the date 1990 on it, which of course at this point is a long time ago, so that's kind of scary.
Well, I was going to say, I know that you also introduced Ken into a lot of other Native Americans.
Absolutely, yeah. I'm originally from Oklahoma, and I have a lot of Native American friends and relatives, of course. And so as I got to know Ken, and I got to see his heart and how he felt about my culture and traditions, and I started to introduce him to other people, and he did paintings of them also, and they came out fabulous. Everybody feels a real closeness and a real pride to be tied to Ken Freeman through his paintings and his work.
Yeah, he had that heart. When you first saw the painting, what did you feel about it?
Well, when I first saw it, I looked at it and I thought it was a great painting, but I actually looked at the face and I thought, well, he made me a little bit old, but that actually kind of works to my advantage now because people say that was done almost 20 years ago. Why, you look younger now than you do in the painting. And I'm like, thanks. So,
that did work to your advantage,
that did work actually in the long run. Yeah, it has.
The other thing that I wanted to ask you about was that time that you spent with Ken, and I know you were friends for years and years. What was exactly so special to you about Ken?
Well, it was almost like a member of the family because whenever something was going on, he would call us and tell us and invite us. And if he was maybe going to Handlebar J's, he might give a call and say, "Hey, I'm going over to Handlebar J's tonight. If you guys aren't doing anything, come by. I'd love to see you." So it was just like he took you in and accepted you, and you were just a member of the family.
He had a big heart, didn't he?
Absolutely.
Thank you again, Flint, for spending time with us.
Absolutely. It's a pleasure.